So I hope Soumya, you set up last thing. Last class you haven't attended, right? So did you set up the playwright in your VS Code?
No, I think there is no recorded session after May 23rd. There is no recorded session on May 24th.
Oh, I think it's my bad. I haven't shared with you guys. So last class I just explained how to install and how to run these sample test cases. But I'm going to delete all these things and we'll write our own fresh code. So with this, so let's delete this and we will create our own spec files. So even this also I'm deleting completely. I do, because that has a lot of examples, but we don't want. We'll write our own things. So under test folder, so we need to create our test cases. So this is the folder we created. So Soumya last week. So create a folder, and then we need to follow the installation steps. So that once you give that all the command prompt, so simple commands, and automatically it will install everything. But you have to select. So what type of language you want, TypeScript or JavaScript. Node package, right? It's a node package related TypeScript and JavaScript. So you can choose which language you want and it will ask all of them. So one by one, where you want your test cases. So you want a GitHub actions. All this will be prompted for you in front of the screen. You can choose the options. Then automatically it will set up all this folder structure for you. So now I want to create a new file, right? I want to create a new spec file. So basically test cases are called spec files, spec.js. You need to end with a spec.js. So just click on this new file. So I'm creating a simple test case. So that is basically I'm going to check CRM, HR and CRM web application is there, that page title and URL I will validate. Okay, so I'll write, so validate HRM. So you can put hyphens also in between words, okay, or you can follow the camel casing structure. HRM app title and URL dot spec dot js. So that's a simple test case name I have given. I followed the camel casing, so you can do that, or you can give in between the words, you can use a dash hyphens. So that's the naming conventions of your spec file naming conventions, how we are going to follow. So then the first step is you need to import here when you install. So all your playwright things are here, right? This playwright, the playwright modules are available. So to import that, we're going to use a concept called require. So right here, so it is, so require. So require is the concept which comes from Node package manager, so which is used to import your packages. So I want to import playwright test. So playwright test, I want it here to use all the playwright related classes and methods. So that's why I want to import it. And then you assign this to one. What kind of modules you want to use from this playwright test module? There are sub features, right? So those things I want to use const and just put in the curly brackets. So you specify, so equal to, you specify what you want from this module. So I want a test and test for test case purpose, and expect is for assertions purpose. You want to assert something, you will use expect, and you want to write your test case, you are going to use a test keyword. So that is the one we need. So that's the first statement. We have to do that and put a semicolon at the end. So that's it. Okay. So then we need to write a test. So test keyword with the anonymous functions we have to write. So you remember functions, anonymous functions, we have parentheses, arrow mark, right? We have written in the JavaScript that anonymous functions we are going to write. So this test is going to have, see that this test is going to have a title, then body. Okay, so that is the structure of this. So you can give an anonymous function. First you give the title. See that automatically we got it. So validate. So HRM app title and URL. So that's it. And then you can see async. So you have to give a promise here, page promise. So the page promise is this is the promise in the round brackets. We are going to write the page promise. So and async and await combinedly should come. So what is this async and await is, as I mentioned, so there is a concept called asynchronous programming concept, right? Synchronous and asynchronous. So JavaScript is a asynchronous programming language concept. So what is asynchronous? So generally your code will execute line by line, right? That's what we have seen in Java. But in JavaScript, in asynchronous programming concept, it doesn't happen like that as line by line. So it will execute all the lines of code. So you have multiple lines of code. So what will happen? All will run parallelly. So all will run parallelly. So that's called async. So asynchronous. Okay, so that's asynchronous. If you run parallelly, all independently, so it doesn't work out, right? Generally in our testing, what will happen? First test should be done to execute the second step. So if third step won't, this step should be completed, right? So that a dependency will be there generally in our testing. If the dependency is not going to meet in this asynchronous programming language, to make that asynchronous, we are using this async and await. So what this async and await is going to do here is, async will make sure this page is returning the promise which returns the page is loaded and return the promise. So that until that returns, this command will wait. Await is going to wait for that promise to be completed. So this promise, what is this promise? Page promise should be completed and page should be loaded successfully. That is this await is going to wait. So the promise has to be completed here, and the async will take care of that. Promise should be written by this fixer. This page fixer will return the promise that will taken care by the async, and this await will wait for this promise to be returned by this async, right? So that's a both combinedly used, async and await. So then what will happen? Async will get the promise and await will wait the async to be completed. So once async is completed means page is loaded, then you can use all the methods one by one. So on this page, otherwise, so if you don't use this await, so it doesn't wait. It will go and all will execute parallelly. So that will make so asynchronously the statements will execute. So to make the synchronization, you need to use async and await. So that is the main purpose of why you need to use async and await. So in the test anonymous function before anonymous function, this is the anonymous function, right? This function before you need to write async. In JavaScript and TypeScript, this is a mandatory. Okay. So in the TypeScript, Soumya, you will get here this page object, right? This one, this is the object, page object promise. So you will give a type also, you will give colon, you will give the page type, a data type. So that is the extra you will get in the TypeScript. Other than that, the syntax, everything similar. Okay. So then you will use this variable to call all the page class methods, all these page object methods. That's what goto. Goto is a method which navigates to this URL, which navigates to this URL. That's a goto, whatever the URL, like in the Selenium we have a driver.get method, right, to navigate to the any URL. So here goto method is used to navigate to any URL. So that's the, so await page dot, this page promise is completed, and this await is going to wait that promise to be completed, and then goto method will be called on this page object. Then say again, if you want to get, so let me change this URL. Okay, so are you all clear on this async and await, why you need to use? Any questions? Soumya, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the async and await. Combinedly we need to use it. This will return the promise. Promise means the page is loaded successfully. Then this will await, will wait for that promise to be resolved. So once this promise is resolved, await will execute. Await function, await line will execute. Until that, so because of your mentioning await, it is going to wait. Otherwise, it doesn't wait. As I mentioned, asynchronous programming language, it doesn't wait. So all will execute parallelly. So in order to make it synchronous, we are using async and await, so that it will wait for the other to return the promise. Async will return the promise successfully, then this will wait for that. So the await will wait for that promise to be completed. So that's a goto method you have to use, this page object dot goto method to go to that. Let's take this URL. So we have a our application URLs. Go to our website. Okay, so our websites are here. Let me make a duplicate. I will. So there are practice websites I have added here. Please take one of them. You can see here automation practice. So will be here automation scenarios for practice. So all you can find on the right hand side of this section. So you can see here. You can use any one of them. So I'm going to use this one, RNGHRM. So this website I'm going to use to just open this, or otherwise directly I'll let me paste it here simply. Okay, so we are navigating to this view. Then so after navigating, let's see that. So what you want to do, right? So then I want to verify this RNGHRM title. So or this header, right? Later we'll do this header, but let's do first this title. So to get the title, there is a method called page.title method. So there is a title method is there. So you can use title method. So you want to get this title, right? So this title, so you can use title method. So in Selenium we have a get title, but here you have a title method. So let's get that title. I will store in one variable. Yeah, see, already it's there. Const title equal to await page dot title method. So you're getting the page title. Then see, expect, I told you to validate. So we are validating expect. So this title to be, so this is the one, orange HRM. So orange HRM to be, so orange HRM, or you can write one more way. So there is a one more way you can write, to have a title method is there. So to have title method is there. So alternatively, you can use a specific title check if, so to have title is there. So let me write expect. So to contain, or you can do expect to, no, not required, but I want to have titles. Okay, to have a title. So what is the so title? You just give that title. That's it. So this is the another way you can do that. Either this one or this one you can use. So any one of them. So different ways how can you do. I'm just showing here. So but expect is for validation. Expect your actual, then your expected. So this is the actual. So this is the actual value which is coming from application. Always actual will come from application, and expected is somewhere from either from the database or from your known source. So that's expected. So you can do this validations like this to have title. Okay, clear now? So second step, validate the URL of the application. So I want to validate the URL. How can you get the URL of the page? So page.url method. So URL means, so this is the URL. This is the URL. You want to get it. How can you get that URL? Right? So in Selenium we have a get current URL. Here just URL. So very simple. They use very simple methods. No complex, simple. If you want URL, absolute URL of the page, call the URL method. So then expect URL to be, so that URL, you can give this URL, this one. Okay, so then you can write to have, right? So expect URL to have URL method is there. To have, so URL. So you can just give that URL. Okay. So this is how you can do a validations. Then if you want, you can close the browser. Close the page. So I'm going to write await page dot close. So await. See, every line before you have to write await. So where we are missing await, or so we have written. Did we write
There is
await?
a parenthesis missed, right?
So we are missing await, right? We are missing await or no? So
Yes, sir,
all the
for
places we are
expect
missing,
results.
and expect. So in the expect places we are missing await. So we have to write await in all the places. So await. So missing here, await. So we are missing here also await. So make sure you write await. And here also await. Otherwise, basically they will go in the faster way if you don't write the await. So I'm going to format the document so that it will get properly formatted. Here you can use either single quotes or double quotes. Okay, any one is fine. So see, I created a page. I'm using that page object to call all the methods, and title method, URL method, and then expect. So expect is coming from this expect. So that expect we are calling here. Expect is for comparison assertion purpose we are using. So we are using to be and to have URL. So then close the thing. Right? How can we run this? So how can we run the test case? Simple, npx playwright test. So and give the file name. So validate. So this file name you can give validate HRM app title and URL .spec.js. I want to run in headed mode. So you can run in headed mode if you want to run. I'll give you all the commands, okay? So let me run first in the headless mode. Okay, I'll run in headless mode. So just hit that. See, 3 tests using 3 workers. I have 1 test and completed. So let's see what is going to happen here. So there is a failure. 3 are failed. So what is the failure here? What it says? Page.locator is not a function. Where we use a locator? To have title a specific length and HRM. Validate the URL. We don't have any issue. Line number 13, 23. 13, then this one is the problem. Where we have used title.
Sir, on the 12th line, we can see /RNHRM /I, right? So there is no I, right?
Okay, so there is a one mistake we have done. Instead of
Line number 12, sir. So there is an extra I, right?
no, that is no regular expression. That is not an issue. The issue is here. Let's give a page type. So what will happen is, let's see. Page, I'm just validating here also. To have here also we can give page to have URL. Okay, so this is the entire. Let's run this now. I'll tell you why that is required.
Double, Ramesh, maybe we given double quotation. Is it required or directly can
You can
to
give
have
a double
title?
quote. Is fine. So we can give a single quote or double quote, anything we can give, no issues.
They are only showing the error actually. Expect.
No, that is different. It is looking for is because the page, so entire page, right? So that's why. Okay. So now all three pass now. You can see. So why we need a page, right? So with the to have URL. So basically to have title, to have a URL means, so the page title it is taking, that's we have to pass this here. So this is another comparison exactly. So it is looking for the your actual and expected, but here in this page title it is checking. So this page have this title or not, it is checking. And the same to have URL is, it is going to check this page has this URL or not, it is. That's why to have URL, to have a title means you have to pass the page object here. Page object you have to pass. So then it will be solved. Now, if you want a report, you can see that. Just run this. npx playwright show report, show-report, it will generate the report. So now just you open this link in your browser, see that you can see all the test cases. So why only 3? WebKit. So Chromium browser, so all the steps, and Firefox browser, see all the steps. Page title, expect to be. Can you mute? Okay. So you can see the title and URL in the WebKit also it has run. So all three browsers it is running successfully. Even you can run on the different mobiles also, mobile port view also. So browser port views you can run your test cases. So that is also you can configure and you can run parallel. That's advantage. Basically cross browser testing you can do. And we can run even so Chrome browser. Now this is the Chromium is different, Chrome browser, and Microsoft Edge is different. So those browsers also you can configure in the playwright.config.js file, and you can run all the browsers. Let me show you how to run in different